Hey, what's up everybody? It's December 14th, almost 2 p.m. and about 60 degrees, and I was not planning on coming out to the bee yard, but since there is a brief break in the weather, it's been raining a whole bunch the last few days and on the cold side, I decided to come out here and supplement each hive some pollen patty. Let's take a quick look at the hive entrances. As you'll see, the bees are definitely flying. So in reverse order, that's hive number 4. And then we got hive number 3. Some nice activity. Moving on down to hive number 2. Some girls bringing in some pollen. I'm also open feeding some pollen powder. Manleg Ultra Bee, if anybody's curious. And hive number 1, nice activity. And also, about maybe 2-3 weeks ago, I reversed the hive entrances. So in addition to supplementing them, the pollen patty here over my right shoulder, this will also give me a good opportunity to take a look and see how much of the second batch of the hard candy supplement in the candy boards that I'm giving them. So I added the first batch in late September, and then I was out of town for about 2 months. Came back, checked on it the first nice warm day. All that was long gone. Resupplied them with the second batch of 15 pounds of hard candy about 3 weeks ago. So, like I said, this will give me an opportunity to see how much of that they've consumed. So let's move on down to hive number 1. And as you can see what I was saying, it's been raining a good bit, but fortunate enough, this bee yard seems to drain quite well, and I can confidently say that because the past 2 years with the hurricanes we've had come through eastern North Carolina, last year Florence dumped about 35 or 38 inches of rain and I had absolutely no flooding. So this video is not about that, it's just about taking a look at the candy boards and supplementing them some of the pollen patties. Let me go grab my hive tool and we'll open up hive number 1 and get to it. And before anybody starts asking, I did not make this. One of the bee club members made it and posted it to our club's Facebook page, that if anybody is interested, just get with him and we'll work out some bartering deal in the future. So if you can't see this, I'll make this quick. But it looks like the bees have a good amount of the hard candy left that I gave them about 3 weeks ago. So super simple, doesn't have to be that complicated. I'm just going to simply drop in the pollen patty wherever I have some space, and that's that. So again, it's 60 degrees, which is on the lower end of when you want to open the hive, so I'm not going to leave the hives open too long. Alright, so let's move over to hive number 2. Just turn everything around real quick. That should work. And take a look at hive 2. Get the camera a little more level. Alright, so this hive's pretty strong, or has been strong in the past. Nice activity out front. Oh yeah, perfect. I'm sure the camera picks up on that, but just to get a closer look, they're definitely using the hard candy nicely. So considering I gave them that resupply about 3 weeks ago now and they have that much left, that should last probably another 2 months or so. Should bring them through the winter. Alright, moving along. Move on down to hive number 3. Now this hive, if you look back through my videos, was doing so well leading into the fall that I added a medium super for them to draw out, which they did rather quickly. So I decided to leave that super on throughout the winter. And that super started to act, well, it was acting as a brood chamber mainly. And this is one of the stronger hives, so I'll give them a little more. And that's that. It is that simple. Let them back up. Put the lid back on. And then moving over to the very last hive, hive number 4. I'll walk around because the entrance is actually on this side. I was concerned with this hive going into winter. They weren't looking too terribly strong, but I figured kind of see what they do. And so far, they look like they've been doing all right. And we got plenty of space up here right towards the front, so there you have it. Just give you a close look of hive number 4 here. And there's your pollen patty. Some people put it on top of the frames. They'll flatten it down or roll it out in between wax paper and get it nice and flat, but I figured since I got the candy boards on and I got the added space, no need in causing myself extra work or anything. So there you have it. Camera's been rolling for just about 8 minutes, and it's that simple to supplement your colonies. Some pollen patties on a nice, relatively warm winter's day. So hey, thanks for checking out Cole's Farm, everybody. If you haven't done so, please subscribe, and if you hit that bell, you'll receive notifications for new videos. Try to keep it somewhat interesting and relevant to novice beekeepers. If you haven't checked us out, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Kind of share the same content between the different platforms. Our full story is on Facebook if anybody cares to read that, to see when we got started, how we got started, and the different things that I've done over the years to build the bee yard up to what you see here. So we just have the 4 hives. I got some nukes in between that I plan on using here in the spring, making some splits, and the rest of the equipment out here, those are just empty supers. I have all my frames in a fairly large, I believe it's a 50-liter tote. It's not weatherproof or completely sealable, but it does the job of keeping most of the bugs and whatnot off the frames and out of the wax. So thanks again for everybody for checking us out. Cole's Farm. We'll do another quick walk through and look at the entrances. That looks like a very new bee right there just hanging out. And I haven't come out here too much and weed whacked and put down weed barrier. Plan on doing something different this year and trying to get the weeds and growth under control. But what I was gonna say is it's hard to see how many dead bees the hives are dragging out, but you can kind of tell here and there, but they kind of, all the dead bees kind of blend in as they start to decompose and everything. But overall, I'd say the hives are looking pretty good. We got about less than a month before the red maple starts to bloom, which will be a very nice source of pollen for them shortly after the new year. And then after that, they just have to make it to April. Alright, thanks again everybody. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.